My topic for today is my favorite business quote and why it resonates with me. We generally change ourselves for one of two reasons: inspiration or desperation. Jim Rohn. This quote really resonated with me the first time I read it. I am easily inspired. However, I found that inspiration does not sustain me. It's hard to keep that feeling going in terms of accomplishing something. However, desperation is a mover. It means I don't want to stay in the same state that I'm currently in. Therefore, change is more palatable. I'd like to share a few more quotes that help me explain how this particular quote impacts my business perspective. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can choose to change the world. Nelson Mandela. My education background has been a powerful force in how I approach my business. It's also held me back a lot. That's because I come from a service perspective, and I've had to learn to combine service with compensation for the value I provide. But it all goes back to the concept of change. When people purchase a product from me, they are saying, in effect, I want to change in some way, and I think this will help me accomplish that. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. John C. Maxwell. This quote is a basic but powerful truth that helps define my approach to product development. It means that even though everything is in a constant flow of change, we have to make a decision as to whether we're going to go with that flow, which I call living by default, or that we're going to define the change we want in our lives and actually grow because of it, which I call living by design. Our dilemma is that we hate change and love it at the same time. What we really want is for things to remain the same but get better. Sidney J. Harris. This quote succinctly describes the dilemma that needs to be addressed to move from the inevitable dynamics of change to harnessing that change to make things better for yourself. Change is hard. Therefore, people have to make a decision to define the changes that will improve themselves and therefore their lives. The price of doing the same thing is far higher than the price of change. Bill Clinton. And here is where the rubber meets the road. If you're going to endure the changes that happen to you, you need to recognize the final cost of not taking the reins and changing in ways that will help you grow and get what you want out of life. You have to start with the end goal in mind. What do you want your life to look like? Do you want it enough to pay the price of changing things that stand in your way? In order to design a future of positive change, we must first become experts at changing our minds. Jacques Fresco. And here's what it comes down to: mindset. If we have not established the mindset of embracing change in ways that allow us to grow, it's just not going to happen for us. So in light of all these quotes, what that means for me in creating products that support people who recognize the value of making positive changes and taking action steps to implement those changes, that I need to make that process as painless as possible. And that comes down to one concept I need to follow: simplicity. I need to provide options for people that are simple to understand and easy to implement. And I try to apply that as I create content and products that help people to save time, energy, and or money so they can live their lives with intention. I'm Vicki Peel with Her Life Hacks and Simple Systems for Life. You can join me by submitting your name and email address at herlifehacks.com and by subscribing to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/herlifehacks. Also, please visit my Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/simple systems for life.